Hey guys, Paranormal Video Gamer here. So I don't know if you guys have been following the Ubisoft fiasco that is happening right now. If those of you who've not been following what's going on gaming-wise, if you're a gamer, you know Ubisoft because you've played a lot of their games. One of the games that I played is called The Crew, and a lot of people played that game. I thought it was a fun game. I didn't necessarily play a crap ton of it. I probably put 100 hours into it. I ended up getting kind of bored with the game, and I sold my physical copy because, again, I got bored. Well, Ubisoft is being sued by two people after The Crew was shut down and they are unable to play the game The Crew anymore because Ubisoft pretty much shut down the servers and the game is pretty much useless. This is why I've said from the very beginning on my channel, if you've been paying attention, that game preservation is very important to me because I don't want to buy a game knowing I'll never be able to play that game. It's happened to me a few times already, especially some of these online games that have no offline mode. For example, Babylon Fall. That one ticked me off because it looked like it was going to be a fun game, and it ended up being a complete disaster. I'm worried about Anthem because Anthem seems it's like going the same way that Babylon Fall is going. I'm worried about Godfall because Godfall, I believe, is an online-only game. Marvel, the Avenger game, that looks like is going to be going away at some point. And there's lots of other games out there that have been traditionally online and then they shut them down and you can't play them anymore because there's no offline play. Well, these two gentlemen took it upon themselves to sue Ubisoft, stating that when you buy a game, you own it because you're paying for the privilege of having a copy of that game. And I agree with that. I fully agree with digital sales mean that you own a digital copy of that game that is locked to your account. I have digital games. There's some games I've gotten on the PlayStation Store. The reason I bought them, oh, okay, hey, that's on sale. I'll buy it. I'll enjoy it. Have fun. And anytime I want to pick it up and play it, there we go. I've got it. It's mine. It's on my account. All I gotta do is just download the software back onto my account. Well, apparently Ubisoft, in their brilliance, their lawyers argued in this lawsuit that you do not own your games, that you are buying a license for the game. I never agreed to that. I didn't buy a license to a video game. No, I bought a digital copy of the video game, so I have it in my collection, and I can enjoy it, even if something were to be shut down in the game. I can still put that game on and still relatively enjoy that game, whether it's a story mode, whether it's, going against AI, like, for example, some of the Modern Warfare games and Call of Duty games, they have an AI thing where you set how many AI, people you want to go against or who you're working with. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I think, was set up that way, where you can set up a bunch of AIs to kind of help you and also go after you. When I buy a digital game, to me, that is saying I own a copy of this game. I'm not buying a license for the game. I'm not renting the game. I'm buying a game because it's on the storefront to buy. Now, if it would have said buy or rent, I would go buy. I would not actually rent it. To me, leasing is you pay a certain amount of money every week, every month, and you use that product And then when you stop paying the lease, they take the product back. It's just like a car. This is why I don't recommend, if you buy a car, do not lease a car. I know a lot of people do that. They think, oh, well, maybe I'll buy it later on, and they end up not buying it because what they want for the actual sale price of the car is sometimes almost triple the value of the actual car, and you've already paid a certain amount into the lease. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine, he leased a Ford, I think it was a Ford Ranger, if I remember, and at that time it was a brand new vehicle, and he leased this thing for 2 years, drove it around, had a great time with it. He approached the finance company that he was going to buy the vehicle, because in the contract he signed, it was, okay, well, if I wish to buy the vehicle, I just need to let them know I'm buying the vehicle. Well, he let them know, and he made another lease payment for that month and said, okay, well, this is the last payment for the lease. I would like to buy the vehicle. Can we sit down and, work out a price? Well, he got an email from the company that they said that they had sent him a letter, and it should be in his mail in a couple days, and he got a certified link and whatnot. And he opened up the letter, and inside the letter it stated that the company wanted something like $35,000, $38,000 on a car that he had been leasing for like 2 or 3 years. I think it was 3 years, at like $400 or $450 a month for that amount of time. Okay? He put a lot of money into what he thought was equity for that vehicle and wanted to buy the vehicle, and they still wanted to have I think it was $38,000 or $39,000, something. It was just astronomical. When he went to go buy the car at the time, I believe it was like $44,000, $46,000 car that he ended up buying or leasing, and he was hoping to buy. He thought, well, I pay a lease. They take whatever that lease payment is, and they take probably a 50% percentage, and they say, okay, you've paid this much of the car off. This is how much you need. That's not how this particular finance company worked. They pretty much screwed him. And he told them, look, I want to buy the car. I think that's a little much that you're asking for a car that I've been driving around for, the certain amount of time. And that's when they told him, then we are going to move forward with taking the vehicle back. And he told them, no, let's not do that. Let's work out something. He said, I'll send you an offer. He typed up an email. He sent them a thing letting them know, hey, this is what I'd like to offer for the vehicle. And it wasn't what they were wanting, obviously. But he sent them a letter and didn't hear anything. I think it was an email letter. I want to make that perfectly clear. I think it was an email letter that he had sent them, or it might have been a physical letter. I'll have to ask him. But he sent an offer to them and didn't hear anything from them. He knew that lease payment was the last payment for that particular month, but he decided, you know what? I don't want them taking the truck saying I didn't pay for it. So he put money aside for another month's lease and sent that payment to them. Okay? 2 days before he was technically supposed to be late for a lease payment, again, he shouldn't have had to pay it. He sent everything through a certified letter. He got the check that he wrote, the payment to them, back. They didn't even open it. They literally put return to sender. So he called them up and they said that they were going to take the vehicle. They were going to take possession of the vehicle. Repossession. he tried to explain to them, no, I don't want you taking the vehicle. I want to work out something where we can all agree that we can buy the vehicle. I think what you're asking is too much. And they just didn't want to listen. They rather have the vehicle than him actually buy the vehicle for a lot less money. And that's how Ubisoft is kind of working right now. They're basically saying, well, you buy this video game, you buy this product, you're leasing it, and then we can come in, we can take your product, and we don't have to tell you. We don't have to tell you that we're taking it. We're just going to take it. To me, that's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And I think as gamers, we need to stick up for this whole thing. And I support the two gentlemen suing Ubisoft right now. And I think we all need to support these guys because I didn't lease my games. I bought them.